Hello, welcome to my house, welcome to my channel. I'm Cepeda from Mexico and I'm very happy to have all of you again like every Wednesday. Look, today I'm going to show you how to knit this beautiful vest. I love it, it's one of my favorites so far. A lot of people have made it before because I show it in my expos where I go and make presentations. And look at the back. I made it with needles and with one yarn that is called Super Lana. But today I'm going to show you how to make it with Angorita Gold, another beautiful yarn that I use. In this case, for this model, I use Super Lana and I made it with 2 threads. This yarn is fine, that's why I use 2 threads, and I make that the colors match so we can have this combination. Now in this video I recorded with Angorita Gold. As I told you, it's also fine, so I'm going to show you how we are going to make it, but I want you to know that we can make it with so many different yarns. The only thing that you have aware of is that the yarn has to be with the same thickness or weight, okay? But you can use these different yarns according to the season and according to the occasion you want it to make. Maybe you like more sparkles, well you can use Angorita Gold, or if you don't like, well you can use Super Lana, the one that is made this best. But well, let's start right away. I don't want to lose more time. Please leave me here in the comments more ideas that you want me to make. I read all of them, and as soon as I can answer, I do. I appreciate all your nice comments. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch my videos and to leave me a comment and to give me a like. It means a lot to me. Also, I almost forget. Well, remember that if you want to use the same material that I'm using, well, you can visit my online store www.lauracepeda.es, and we send all this material to United States, to Canada, to Australia, to Europe. It is very easy, so you just have to visit my online store and follow the steps. Well, so let's don't lose more time, let's start right away. I will give you the material list. Well, for this small or medium size, we are going to need 400 grams of Angorita Gold. Look, it's a fine material, and as I told you, I'm going to use in this case Angorita Gold. It has little sparkles on it. It looks so beautiful. And also we are going to need needles of number 6 or 7 according how you need, okay? Remember that if you are not sure which kind of yarn you can use, please ask me, or you can contact us by the online store, and there we can help you to select and to choose the right material for your project, okay? So please let us know if you have any doubt. Okay, to start we are going to take these 2 skeins of yarn, and we are going to start making this vest with 2 threads. So look, we want that our vest has the same colors. Well, as you could see, here we start with these shades of brown. So we are going to look to start with the same shade of brown here in the other skein of yarn. So we are going to cut these blue shades to start and match the colors. So we are going to cut this part, so carefully we are going to choose which part we are going to start, and later on we are going to use these threads, okay? So save it, and at the end I will tell you how we are going to use it. So keep it, and now that we equal and match the colors, well, we are going to start. We are going to take these both threads Now we are going to start to cast on with our needles of number 6 or 7. So if you are going to make this vest for a big medium or large size, we are going to cast with the same number of stitches. Okay, so we are going to cast on 14. We are going to start making the front part of the vest. Okay, so now I will show you how I cast on my stitches. I know that there are so many different ways to make it, but well, this is how I make it. I think it's like the easiest way to make it because you don't pull too much your threads. Look, so like this we are going to cast on 14. Well, so I will do it slowly so you can see how it is. Well, once we finish to cast on, we are going to start making garter stitch. Okay, we are going to use the same stitch in all the garment. Like this, we are going to need the 14 stitches. Well, I turned the light a little bit so you can see all the sparkles and all the colors that the yarn has. It's so beautiful. I love how it looks, and once you finish to knit it, it will look so beautiful too. Well, at the beginning of this row, we are going to pass the first stitch, and now we are going to increase one like this, and then we are going to continue knitting, and like this the whole row until we finish. And then at the beginning of the next row, we are going to make the same. We are going to increase one. First, we are going to pass the first one without knit, and then we are going to increase like we made here. So we are going to continue, and then when we start the next row, we are going to increase like this until we have 80 stitches. We are going to make this for a small or medium size. If you are going to make a large size, where you are going to increase until you have 90. Well, so we are going to continue like this, knitting. Remember to count them. Every time you are making a row, maybe you can have notes to see how many stitches you have in each row. Well, once you finish, well, you are going to turn around. So we are going to slip the first one, and then we are going to increase, and we are going to continue like this until we have 80. Well, look, here I finished. I increase, and here until here I have 80 stitches. So here I'm going to put a marker, and I get ahead a little bit, but I'm going to indicate here where I finish my 80 stitches like this with the marker, and now I'm going to show you how we are going to continue. Well, and then from here we are going to make approximately 11 or 10 rows. It has to measure 10 centimeters, and like this without increase or decrease. Look at the colors. I love it. I love how the sparkles look and how all the shades of blue, brown and pink are showing. It looks so beautiful. Remember, from here we are going to make 10 rows more without increase or decrease, and remember that you are making 18 stitches. If you are going to make this for a larger size, well, you have to make 90. Then this will be the long, and this will be the front. You have to take into account that if you are making and if you are increasing more stitches, well, you will need to buy another skein of yarn, okay? So you have to take this into account. Well, so let's continue. I'm going to make 10 rows more, so see you when I finished. Well, at the end I made 11. Look how beautiful it is. It has to measure approximately 10 centimeters from here to here. Remember that if you are making a large size, well, it has to measure 15, and if you are making an extra large, well, it has to measure 20 centimeters. Now to make the armhole, we are just going to need 22 stitches, okay? So see you when I finish to make these 22. After the 22 stitches, we are going to stop because we are going to make the armhole. Remember that if you make 80 or 90 stitches, well, you are going to need until 25, okay? Because you make more stitches. But in our case, after we need the 22 stitches, well, we are going to bind off the rest, like this. You are going to bind off only 22, okay? So you have to count them, and like this you are going to bind off. You are going to take 2 and then come back with 1, and like this. You can count them, so here we have 3, like this until you bind off 22. Well, I need 22 and then I bind off 22. Remember that if you need 25, well, you are going to bind off 25 and this will be your armhole. Well, now we are going to continue knitting from here and then we are going to come back. Well, now we are here again where we finished. Well, now we are going to cast on the 22 stitches that we bent off before, okay? So like this, I will show you how you are going to make a look like this, and then you are going to insert in the needle like this 22. Remember that it's the number that we bent off before. Well, then after we finish to cast on the 22 stitches that we bent off, well, we are going to continue knitting that we made before. We are going to continue making the garter stitch, and like this until we finish, and like this we form the armhole. With the stitch that we cast on again, now we have 80 stitches again. We are going to continue like this, making rows of garter stitch until we have 36, or according the width of your back, okay? But remember that you have to take into account the skein of yarns that you have. Well, look, here I finished, and from here to here, where is the marker, until here I made 36, okay? So you have to make as many rows as you need for your back, okay? In this case, we made 36 for a small size. Well, what we have made so far, we started with 14 stitches and then we increase at the beginning of each row 1 stitch until we have 80, and then we continue making the same stitch in all the rows. We made a garter stitch, so we increase until we have 80, and we stop, and then we made 10 rows more, or 11 approximately. We made 10 centimeters. Then we continue, we bind off 22 stitches to make the armhole. Then we continue, we cast on again the 22 stitches that we bind off, and then we make 36 rows of garter stitch. Well, now what we made here, we are going to repeat in the other side. You have to pay attention where you place the armhole in the other side, because sometimes here is where we made a mistake. So we have to pay attention and take care this detail. Then we are going to continue and we are going to knit 22 stitches, bind off 22. Before I continue, please look at the colors, look all the shades of browns, blue, grays, pink. Remember that the secret of this is that you have to match the exact color with the first skein of yarn and with the second. And at this point, you finished one skein of yarn. Well, you have to make and replace the thread with the same color that you are using now, okay? So that's the secret to match the color. Well, here I knitted 22 stitches. Remember that if you have more stitches, if you have 90, well, you have to make 25 stitches. Then we are going to bind off again 22, remember, like we made before, and this is to make the armhole. Well, I bind off the 22 stitches. If you lose your count, well, you can count it like this. And then, like we made before, we are going to knit this, and then when we came back, we are going to cast on again the 22 stitches like we made before. Remember, sometimes I take the stitch like this. My mother used to knit like this, but well, this is how I learned. But if you know to knit in some different way, well, you can make it, but this is my way to make it, and it's okay, it's fine. We have to enjoy, and that's the most important. Well, we are going to continue like this until we arrive here. Well, now that we finished, we are going to cast on again the 22 stitches like this, like I teach you before. Like this until you have 22. Well, now we are going to continue like this. We are going to knit the 22 left stitches, and then we are going to make the rows of garter stitch. Remember the ones that we made? Remember these rows that we measured them, and they have to measure 10 centimeters approximately. So we are going to stop here. Here, remember that we knit this first and then we made our armhole. Well, now we are going backwards, so we are going to knit these 11 rows, and then I will tell you how we are going to continue. Well, I'm going to stop here. Remember that you have to continue knitting like we were making before, the stitches that we cast on, and if you feel that these stitches are a little bit loose, well, don't worry, you are going to continue knitting. Well, then you are going to put a marker here, and from here we are going to start making the 11 rows of garter stitch. Remember, as I explained you before, from the armhole 10 centimeters. Well, look, here I finished the 10 centimeters from the marker to here, and now we are going to start to decrease the stitches. Okay, so we are going to pass the first one, and then we are going to do together, and we are going to knit them like this the whole row, and then at the beginning of the next row we are going to pass the first one, and then we are going to knit two together like we knit here. We are going to continue like this, reducing and decreasing stitches until we have 14 like we started. Remember, so here we are started with 14 stitches and then we increase, but now we are going to decrease in this step. Well, see you when I finish. Well, so what do you think? I hope that you like it. I tried to make it as easy as I could. It is so pretty. I love using this yarn because it has a little sparkles in it, and I love how all the colors are forming, like all the shades of different colors. I love it. Remember that you can use this material too, super lana. It is from the same thickness and weight. It looks so perfect too, but I wanted to show you how it looks in the mannequin. It is so comfy, and it creates an amazing shape on you, and it's perfect for all kinds and different kinds of body. Here you can put an accessory, a brooch. Right now I don't find it, but I will use a marker so you can see how you can wear it. But you can use a beautiful brooch that you have. And also, if you want this best close, well, you can sew it and it will look so beautiful too. Remember that it's up to you. Look at the back, look at the colors. I love how this gray shade form at the back. I really love it, and how this little color and this neckline is. So as I told you, this creates an amazing shape. So don't worry. Remember, if you want to make for a larger size where you are going to make more stitches and you are going to make more rows, and you have to take into account that you will need more skein of yarn. If you want to learn and see it, the pattern, well, you can buy my magazine. It's available in the online store. Please ask for this magazine. I will be very glad and happy to help you. Remember to send me all your ideas and to leave your comments. I read it, all of them, and I try to answer as soon as I can. But well, don't forget to visit my online store, www.lauracepeda.es, and there you will find this material, Angorita Gold, the one that I use, and Super Lana, the one that I used, the first vest that I showed you at the beginning. With both yarns, you will use 2 threads, and you will use 4 skein of yarns for this size, okay? Remember that if you live close to Spain or you are around Spain, well, you can visit the warehouse that is in Madrid in Móstoles. Here I will leave the address where you can visit us. We will be very happy to see you there. We have there available all the materials that I use in this video and in all the videos. Also, we have the magazines, all the accessories, and we will be very happy to see you there. Please don't hesitate. If you have any questions, you can send me an email or here leave me a comment. And remember that we send your material to our house to all different countries. It's worldwide. But well, I really enjoy making this garment. It's so easy and fast. I really enjoy making this kind of a vest because we can create an amazing garment in just one video. I love that. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave all your comments. And if you like it, please share. I will be very happy that you share my video. Thank you so much, and see you next Wednesday. Bye!